Do 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 do. Alright, this is my Paladin walkthrough for Fear itself. Just basics on the Ret Paladin. We're not going to go crazy in depth today. If you want to go crazy in depth or read some big major stuff, I always suggest Noxic.com for the basics. Icyveins.com if you want to go crazy and get a little more detailed into it. I would suggest Elitist Jerks other than the fact that they live up to their name. Anyway, Ret Paladin, you have 4 seals to start out with. Your Seal of Truth is your bread and butter. 90 to 95% of the time, that is what you're going to use. It's not going to change. You just do more damage straight out with your Seal of Truth than anything else. If you're fighting 5+ baddies, or you're going in against groups, Seal of Righteous will do more damage. However, if you do switch to Seal of Righteous, if your raid is taking on a bunch of ads, make sure when they drop below 5 or 4 baddies, you go back to Seal of Truth. It'll maximize your output that way. You have Seal of Justice. That is your PvP seal. Basically, whoever you're whacking moves slower, and it gives you an opportunity to hit them more. I don't PvP a lot, so I really have no opinion on that, really. Seal of Insight is fairly useless. You can throw it on if there's damage coming out and you want to help your healers a little bit, but it's minimal amount of healing, and it might help them, but it won't help them greatly. I will never tell you, though, not to do something if it helps the healers, though. My heavens. Anything you can do to keep alive and help the healers is a good thing. Yes, I have a haunted thing, just for the record, which was great back in Wrath of the Lich King, because if you'd have him out, you'd have people try to murder him before they realized what he was. Oh, I miss it when people were carrying a bunch of those. Anyway, back to the guide. Stat weight wise, strength is number 1. Then hit and expertise need to both be at 7.5. My hit is way high right now. I don't know if I've put stuff on and not reforged lately, or what I'm missing. I will figure it out and fix that, though, now that I see it. This is the time you want to discover it, when you're making a video, let me tell you. Anyway, after hit and expertise, it's haste, 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 haste. And did I mention haste? As a matter of fact, when gemming, most paladins now don't gem for strength unless there's red in the socket. And if there's red in the socket, they'll do a strength plus haste gem. I mean, you live off haste. Haste maximizes your DPS. I actually need to adjust a little for it right now. But that's mainly because this guy has been side character as far as DPS goes up to this point in the expansion. So I haven't quite tweaked him out perfectly. I will fix that, though. As far as things go, I prefer Pursuit of Justice. That way you can always carry your speed increase with you until your holy power fades. Long Arm of the Law is awesome because you're constantly judging things. However, we've got a point. If you have a point of the fight where you're not damaging anything, where you're not judging anything, you pretty much have no speed boost to move around. So, I mean... And then again, it only lasts for 3 seconds. You've got a 6-second, essentially, cooldown on your judgment. It's not going to do you a great good in some cases. So I like to have the constant, if I'm keeping up 2 or 3 holy power, speed increase. Speed of Light, basically, you put it on a cooldown, you just click it, and you run like a rogue. Not that I recommend running like a rogue as a paladin, because that just play armor chafes. If you're moving quickly, ow. I like Repentance. I like to flat out be able to put people out of the action. Fist of Justice, you can have a longer stun. Burden of Guilt, I use this for tanking. Really haven't used it much for Ret. I mean, situationally it might be good, but I mean, unless you're PvPing, it to me is not that great. Eternal Flame is nice, turns your Word of Glory into heal over time. Played with it a bit, wasn't impressed, to be honest. Selfless healer, you're not going to use much unless you're holy or doing a lot of heals on yourself, which I'm a loser and I don't do a lot of heals on myself. Sacred Shield is nice to pop when you're about to take damage. It's an absorption shield, 6-second cooldown. You can essentially, if you're concentrating on it, the raid is taking a lot of damage, keep that up and help your healers out. And I mean, it's not a ton of absorption. I mean, it's 20k. That'll take, if you're getting hit really hard, that might take 1 or 2 hits or even a third of a hit, just depending. But anything you can do to help your healers out, I'm always a fan of. The rest of these I haven't really changed up a lot. Clemency is nice. I like to be able to double hand of protection people, double hand of freedom if people in the raid are having trouble. Sanctified Wrath, yeah baby, cooldown of Wrath by 50%. That's just a beautiful thing. Just saying. Beautiful, beautiful thing. Divine Purpose. Yeah, I can see where that could be useful, but I'm not crazy about it. I don't do a lot of single healing again. Holy Avenger. You can basically get 30% additional damage and healing when you pop it. I mean, it's a 2-minute cooldown. If you want an extra cooldown, that's great. I don't like managing extra cooldowns if I can avoid it, I'll be honest. Then all 3 of these are good in their own situation. I prefer Execution Sentence. It's awesome to see that hammer slowly going down on your enemy's head and doing them damage, or you can throw it on a friend and heal them. Light's Hammer, basically you choose a spot, throw it out, damage whoever's in the middle, heal whoever's walking around. Holy Prism I like in groups. I don't like when I'm soloing. Nice damage to whoever you're fighting, a heal to everyone around you, but if you're by yourself, I mean, the heal really doesn't justify the other side of it, so I just normally do the straight out damage. Glyphs, we don't have a lot of beautiful glyphs. I've debated playing with the Immediate Truth and doing a little more damage straight out rather than censor over time, but I don't know. I'll play with it sometime. I just haven't got there. I like Rebuke, which if I'm having to stun an enemy, being able to do it more often is awesome. Avenging Wrath is a little more healing for your healers. If you pop your Avenging Wrath, it just makes life easier. It's not a big significant heal, but it's enough to maybe make a difference if the healers are having a rough time. And then Hammer of the Righteous, if I'm taking down someone's damage, I'd like it to last a little bit longer. I mean, if a group gets on me while I'm out in the world and I'm trying to survive, not having to hit Hammer of the Righteous extra may save me. It's just, I haven't been impressed with any of the glyphs they've given us. I feel some classes got better ends of the stick on that. Once again, minor glyphs, useless. I mean, you can get some fun ones. You just... I like my double wings. You're not going to find anything gameplay changing there, though. Far as abilities go, your purpose in life as a paladin is to fill up your holy power. People may tell you it's to kill things, but no, it's to fill up your holy power. Basically, what you want to do is get to your 3 holy powers. As soon as you have that, Inquisition. Inquisition is muy important for you. What it does is it increases your crit chance strike by 10% and your holy damage by 30%. Now, that holy damage is significant. Virtually everything you do is holy damage. Judgment, holy damage. Crusader Strike, okay, that one's more melee, but it does give you holy power. Exorcism, holy damage. Execution Sentence, that's going to be holy damage. Templar's Verdict, that's going to do weapon damage plus some holy damage. I mean, All your seals, they're putting out holy damage. So increasing those by 30%, big deal. So you want to keep Inquisition up at all times. Now in the next patch, they are actually going to make it so it lasts twice as long. That means you are not refreshing it as often. That gives you an extra Templar's Verdict somewhere, an extra hit elsewhere. Those are just nice to have. Now cooldowns. I'm an engineer, so I've got synapse springs. That's just basically a nice little buff for me where I hit things harder for a few seconds, come up every now and then. Execution sentence is what I've chosen, so that's one of my cooldowns. 1 minute, hammer drops from the sky. We've addressed that. I like to pop that when I can, when I'm not damaging things, just to take off some damage. Your two big ones, though, are going to be Avenging Wrath, which you're going to want to use on cooldown. Basically, you will hit things harder by 20% for 30 seconds, and you will get wings. Wings are awesome. You want them. Guardian of Ancient Kings, 5-minute cooldown. This guy comes out and helps you bash your enemy and does a crap load of damage while doing it. It is a beautiful thing. As a matter of fact, generally when I open up into a fight on the raid, I'll try to pre-pop, hit my potion of Mogu power right before the damage we start fighting. Judgment, Crusader Strike, and then as soon as I get my Inquisition up to 3 holy powers, I'll pop that, then I'll blow my 2 cooldowns, I'll blow Synapse Springs, I'll drop my hammer, and I've jumped up to 150, 160k in a few seconds going into a fight, just making sure I blow all those right off the top. Now, to be fair, this guy hasn't done much past LFR or Heart of Fear. Normally, I even out about 70 to 80k DPS right now. I may be getting his sword a little more bloody and working him out some more. Hopefully I'll get those numbers up as I figure things out. But as far as DPS goes, he's solid. He's not beautifully great. He's not horrible. He gets the job done. He's much better at burst DPS by blowing things though than he is on thorough output. But your basic goal, get your 3 holy power up. When you've got an exorcism light up, it'll give you a holy power plus it does a crit. And then your next goal is to build back up to 5. You want your 5 holy power because what you're going to do so every time you're at 5, hit your Templar's Verdict, which is your big kapow move. And then if you need to put out damage real quick, if you're at 5, you throw out your Templar's Verdict. Oh, come on, gotta be another bad here. But you punch him once, you get another holy power, and you can punch him again twice in quick succession and do a lot of damage just right in a couple seconds if you need to. Nice thing to be able to do. Now, when they get down below 20% health, you want to start working your Hammer of Wrath into the rotation whenever it's up. Same with whenever you pop Avenging Wrath. That hammer will come up and you want to pop it anytime it's up. Basically, at that point, I go into a 1-2-1-2 rotation. I'm going to find a baddie so I can kind of go. So I hate hitting training dummies. I hate just sitting there and, yeah, this is how you do it without, I think it's a lot more interesting if someone's thwacking stuff. That goes with most things in life. But you pull that out, and basically your Hammer of Righteous, punch, Hammer of Righteous, that, Hammer of Righteous, Inquisition, and you just go back and forth until your Hammer of Righteous runs out and your wings run out. It's just a big crap ton of damage, and anytime it lights up, you should be hitting it. Same with Exorcism. When it glows, it's a guaranteed critical hit. Make sure whenever that pops up, you prioritize hitting it. So, I mean, you still want to build your holy power, but when it's lit up, it'll give you a holy power. And when Hammer of Righteous or Hammer of Wrath is up, it'll give you a holy power. So, I mean, you're not losing anything by doing it. You're just hitting people a little extra hard. And just looking. Oh, I forgot your oh crap buttons. You have Devotion Aura. That does 20% magic damage reduction across the raid. That is very situational. If you've got a bunch of orcs just hitting you guys with clubs, it's not going to do much. However, if you're taking a bunch of spell damage, take a little heat off the healers, it's worth popping. This is your oh crap button. One thing, it's a little harder to use as a tank when you're in Prot, but it's awesome to use when you're in Ret. If you see a tank about to go down, you can taunt off the tank, pop that, and not only will you not take any damage for 8 seconds, I mean your damage is half, but that's not important, but it drops aggro. So basically you can pull aggro off the tank, give the healer a second to heal him up, then right before the baddie hits you, pop that, tank can get the aggro back, it negates the damage that the guy's going to put on you, and it's beautiful to use in conjunction like that. Otherwise, if you know you're about to die, just hit it. It's a nice cooldown. Already kind of discussed Sacred Shield. It's just nice to have to take a little damage off the healer's back. You know, I like to pop it before I'm about to take a big hit in that. Yes, you're using a cooldown. Yes, that's less DPS. However, dead DPS do no DPS, as it has been said many times. And yes, I know it's mainly said, well, I've heard it a lot of places, but I mostly have heard it on Convert to Raid by Coltrane. But, you know, it's said a lot of places. You've got Rebuke, which is your interrupt for spell casting. Nice thing to have. You need to know where that is. A lot of fights where you have to interrupt spell casts. Word of Glory uses holy power. 1, 2, or 3 holy power will give you a bigger heal depending on how much you put into it. Just a nice quick heal to throw on yourself if you're in trouble. Yeah. I keep Flash of Light where I can hit it just because if I need to get a quick heal, that's great. Ret also has this awesome thing where when you finish fighting a bad guy, you get a debuff. So I'm going to kill this guy real quick. And this debuff basically makes your Flash of Light a critical no matter what. So if you're having trouble keeping up and you're in a group of fights, every time one goes down, take a second, Flash of Light yourself, you'll get an automatic critical Flash of Light. It'll be a bigger healing boost than general. And then go back to killing the next guy and repeat as each one goes down. As far as things go, I believe that's most. I mean, if you're human, you've got every man for yourself, but you don't necessarily get to use that. You've got Emancipate, which, I'll be honest, I never really have use for it. Every time I click on it when I'm rooted or something, it does me no good. So, it's there, it looks pretty. If you find a place to use it, by heavens, use it. I have not. Anyway, once again, my name is Lag. I'm the raid leader of Fear itself on Zangarmarsh. I hope this is useful for you. Feel free to hit me up, leave a message on YouTube if you have a comment on this. If I missed anything, let me know. If you want to see more of these, let me know. Basically, let me know. I will listen to your advice. Please be clear when you do leave an answer, though, because sarcasm does not necessarily go through on the internet. neither does, and sometimes you can't tell if someone's being sarcastic or not. But I hope this is helpful. I hope people like it, and I will see you guys around Zangarmarsh. Thank you. Bye.